Hello, good morning. Are we on? All right, I'll wait. Are we are we starting? Harry, should I be starting now? Good morning. Welcome to LoveBabz, Love Talk on Babz Rawls-Ivy. It's the middle of the week. It is the middle of the week, and we are halfway to the weekend. Sorry for the delay this morning. My new stove is being delivered. So, so that takes up a little time. We have to open the door, let them in, figure out how to get in the house. So, yeah. Uh, so that's where we are. We are in good space. So, welcome to Wednesday. Welcome to Wednesday. Welcome to Wednesday. And it's a bit overcast and cold. I don't know if we've been meaning to I'm trying to think about what I was thinking about here. Oh, because I'm spelling people's names wrong. Anyway, welcome to LoveBabz to Love Talk. It is another day of protest in the city. The Yale students are protesting, as are students across the country. And I like what I'm hearing from these students, particularly the Jewish students who are saying they feel absolutely safe. They don't feel afraid. They just don't feel afraid. And I appreciate that, you know, uh, because the distraction of words scaring families is dangerous and misleading. So they have banded together, some of them, to stand up there and say, and not just at Yale, but at Columbia, at Harvard, and other schools across the country, they're standing up saying they feel absolutely safe. And um, uh, that is a wonderful thing. So anyway, so I wanted to just start there because there's a lot of propaganda-ish commentary out there, and the fear mongering of what is happening on campuses, and it's unfortunate that some Jewish kids are buying into it, but not the majority. The majority of them are like, listen, we on the front lines, our bodies on the front lines. We see the inhumanity of what is happening in Palestine, and we want to make sure that people know that all Jewish people are not in line with what Netanyahu is doing. And to me, I just find that just incredible. And it's always young people. And to all the people who are like, oh, they should just go to class or whatever. It has been young people in this world that has started revolutions, that have changed the tide of things, and have rallied around what is right and just. So I'm just letting you know. you know that um, that is young people, and then when you say to them, go back to class or whatever, you forget, and the very people who are trying to trample on them are the very people who was them themselves in the apartheid struggle, in the divest in apartheid struggle. Do you know what I mean? So how quickly we forget over time, the people who are in these administrations. If I was the president of any of these universities, I would command these young people. It is young people that change the tide of things. And sometimes I forget, people forget about that. I think sometimes people forget that it's young people that make the difference. It's young people that march to justice. It's not old people, it's young people. And these young people are out here doing what they do. And I'm pretty proud of that, to tell you the truth. I'm pretty proud of that. So you know just keep in mind. And we are in the season of Passover, as we were just in the season of Ramadan, as we were just in the season of Easter. This is a very holy time for the Abrahamic religious institutions. And you know, that's where we are. So uh that's where we are. So just keep that in mind. I believe the New Haven Independent is back open for business. I think they took the day off yesterday for actual Passover. Um, but I think Passover is still going on, right? It's a couple of days, and a couple of days of Passover. So yay, 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 um, yay. Uh, so we just, we're moving on. We're doing our thing, doing what we could do, and you know, um, I have people in my kitchen putting in a stove. So at 10:15, I've got my soror Stacy Hosky and Wayne McLeod for Total Joy Foundation. This is Autism Awareness Month, and they have a foundation, Total Joy, to, to Total. What is it? Total Joy. I want to make sure I get it right. Um, Total Joy Are You Autism Foundation. Total Joy Are You Autism Foundation. And so they're coming on at 10:15 to talk about the Walk for Autism, which is happening Saturday, April 27th. So it's happening April 27th. And uh, from the I think from the Dixwell Q House. So April 27th from the Dixwell Q House. And if you've never participated in a walkathon, this is probably one you want to. And it is an opportunity to raise awareness about autism in Black community, in the Black community. So autism in the Black community. So and it's one of those things that we don't talk about enough, but we're gonna talk about it today. So tune in at 10:15 for a conversation on autism in the Black community. So yeah. So if you hear voices in the background, my new stove is being connected. Getting a new stove. Because our old stove doesn't work. Our old stove has run its course. Has run its race, has run its course. So that's what we're doing. So anyway, what else is going on in the world? I've not been really paying attention too much to the Trump trial. I mean, beyond the fact that he's, farting and sleeping, I don't really know what to make of that. I'll just wait for the judgment, whatever, however way this shakes out. It's not like I just can't follow along. I just can't follow along too much because I just find it all to be a distraction. Do I want justice to be done? Absolutely. Absolutely. So, but I haven't been following along in the ways that you would imagine that I would. I've been following along um other stuff that's going on in the world. I see the women's in basketball stars have made their choices got drafted into the WNBA. And when they put the salaries up and the disparity, I mean, isn't that just women's stuff anyway? Like the disparity between what men make and what women make. But I think this will be the year that there will be such renewed interest in women's sports, and specifically women's basketball, professional basketball, that these salaries will raise, will raise, and hopefully these women can make some money on endorsements. That is not the salary that will stabilize them, but the endorsements that will come because right now they're enjoying a great deal of press, and it would be a good idea if they could make some, some big money and endorsements the way that men make money. Sneaker deals, t-shirts. I understand Angel Reese's jersey has sold out, and they are working quickly to put more. I think I'd get an Angel Reese jersey. I think I would. I don't even I don't follow women's basketball, but then I don't follow men's basketball. But men's basketball has been with us so long that it is in our consciousness. Like we know the Lakers, we know the Bulls, we know the Knicks, we know the Nets, we know the Spurs. I mean, we know these teams. Even if you're not fans, you have some awareness of them. I don't think the same can be said about women's professional basketball teams. They're not in our spirit in the way they're not in our consciousness in the way that men's basketball is. So maybe all that will start to change. Yes, the NBA rookie number one pick gets an average of 12 million. The WNBA rookie pick makes about 78,000. Yeah. And I do think that will change. I hope it changes as people become more interested in professional women's basketball. And I said this a long time ago, Harry, that the NBA has to do a lot to help the WNBA. That they really should do a lot to help that. You know. So
Like it would. Last time I used it was around Thanksgiving. I turned it on, and one side of the oven lit.
yeah.
And
I used it yesterday, so
the top of it works. The oven doesn't.
yeah, the oven didn't work, but the top worked. I know I am working. So anyway, so and there's not that many teams in the WNBA in the same way there are in the NBA. So I think if this is the moment, then this should be the moment that everything should be done to elevate it should be done to elevate all of sports, women's sports. You know what I mean? Like all of women's sports. So that's just what it is. So we have to become
It's metal. It's okay.
we have to become better fans. Uh we have to become better fans of the sport. That means we have to go to the games, buy the merch, follow the teams, stay engaged with them. And that's how the money is going to be uh that's how the money is going to follow, you know. It's the merchandise and all of that. So we'll see what happens, really, honestly. Um honestly. Uh so
Yes.
anyway.
Make sure there's no more plastic and anything else before you try it all. Try it out, but it should be fine.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, we have no stove.
Oh, okay. I can bring it.
No, no, no. It's like-
Yeah. All right. Thank
Oh,
you.
I'm sorry. I'm so engaged. I'm so not doing my job this morning. I'm so engaged with the installation of this stove. It's so crazy. All right, let me focus. Let me focus on my peoples right here. So I did go to an a WNBA game at the up at the Indian reservation up at Mohegan. And courtesy of my good friend Ruby Melton, who has season tickets to the WNBA. Oh no, was that the W? Yeah, it was the WNBA. I thought it was UConn, but no, it wasn't UConn. It was the WNBA because they are fans of women's basketball. So I saw my first WNBA game up at the Mohegan Sun Casino. It was thrilling. These girls are, they're tall. Uh, they are fast. I mean, it is engaging basketball. Just like when you're watching the men. I mean, it is engaging basketball. So but going to a game, it's a lot going on. Oh, the bells and whistles. Has anybody been to a professional game? Woo, they've got all kinds of stuff going on. Cheerleaders and dance squads, clowns and mascots, children. And then they're throwing stuff at you. And the music, a DJ is loud. I mean, and it's bright, it's got lots of lights. There's a lot of moving parts to this thing. Oh, and I was like, wow, this, and we had great seats. Like we were on the floor. And I thought this is pretty damn good. I'd go to a game. I'd go to another game and catch a game. It's good. I enjoyed it. You know, I mean that's just what it is, you know. It's fascinating. Fascinating. So if you like women's sports and I know y'all do, as I do, I mean we've already fallen in love with women's tennis. You know, we watch women's tennis, we follow, we know the players, you know, we buy the tickets, we go to the matches. So we have to elevate women's professional basketball in the same way. I mean, that's just all there. And we have to get companies to invest and to endorse, you know, to have endorsements so that these women can make um lots of money. And you know, and so that they don't have to go overseas and by overseas to Russia to play, you know, so they don't have to go to Russia, put their lives in danger the way that we saw Ms. Griner do, you know, to get caught up in some foolishness with the Russians, you know. And I know she sat down with Robin Robbins, or she's about to, or she did. I didn't get a chance to see that just yet. I'll catch it on the flip side, but um, you know, they pay her a lot of money to come over there and play basketball. And, you know, and now that you know how much these basketball players make now, you know, you're like, well, hell, if you want to live a certain kind of lifestyle and play the game that you love, I mean, you got to supplement it with all kinds of opportunities, you know. So, yeah, Russia paid her 10 times her WNBA salary. So what does that say about us? You know, what does it say about Russia that they value our American sports more than we value our American sports? I mean, that's how it shakes down for me. You know, I mean, that's how I'm looking at it. I don't know if anybody else is looking at it that way, but that's certainly how I see it. You know, and it's a big deal. I mean, I think that's a big deal. So anyway, I'm just putting it out there. I'm just putting it out there. So, so yeah, so I'm gonna make it my business to see more professional basketball. You know, the only problem is, you know, is you just got to get to the places where they're playing. And it's a little challenging. So, you know, but you know what? We make the time to do the things we like. And I think it's a good idea to bring girls and boys to the women's sports, you know. And I like the fact that women have opportunity to play at this professional level, just like men. Now the pay just has to become equal, you know. Seriously, that's what needs to happen, you know, because it's the same rigorous commitment to training and health and grueling practices and all of that and the travel. It's the same, you know, it's the same. So, so right now I'm gonna hang my hat on some endorsements for some of them, not all of them, because all of them not gonna get endorsements unless they do some team endorsements and they could get some money that way, you know. So, and I know that it is lucrative to go overseas. I mean, we have men that go overseas all the time to play in professional sports. I mean, Kobe Bryant came from the Italian basketball sports and not through the American sports professional sports. Came through the Italian. So, you know, that's a route. So anyway, how does the stove look? Yeah, it turns on. Okay, we back. We cooking. You go get me something to put on this, huh? Why? What happened? Oh no. Oh, let's focus on the stove. It turns on, right? The oven turns on.
middle. I'm so excited the way I'm about to be cooking.
Bake something, Margot. Put
Ooh.
something in.
We
We
got
got
a new cornbread recipe to try.
you got all that
Ooh,
flour. You could make something.
biscuits and gravy.
Make something. we like the
I'm happy over an oven.
we excited about a new oven because we hadn't had an oven in a year, you know. So now we got an oven. So yeah, so let's make sure we keep it nice and no, we'll keep it nice. It's a nice stove. I know. Oh, you still got it. Now get to cooking. Now we need a new fridge too. So the fridge is coming at some point. Cause you know it's hard to cook when you have food in the fridge. Cause we have a fridge this is what our fridge does. It cuts off when it wants to, cuts on when it wants to. The freezer thaws things and then it refreezes things. So we constantly we have better luck with buying things that just need to be in the refrigerator because the refrigerator has a better at least things will be in there and it'll be chilled, and by the time it amps back up it'll stay whatever. The freezer not so much because once things thaw out and then they frown on that. So anyway, this is my life in paradise. This is what it is. So we got a new stove. Hooray, hooray, hooray. It's a new stove. So that's good. Anyway, today is just a wacky day. I just feel like I am all over the place. So what else can I talk about? The Congress finally passed a foreign aid package for Ukraine, and I guess Israel too. Because I knew we could not just leave these Ukrainian people in the lurch. I mean, and listen, when I think about Ukraine, I have no choice but to think about Congo. I think about Congo first. And I think about the Sudan. I think about, these places, and the frightening narratives that come up out of these places, and what needs to happen, So we're giving Ukraine $60 billion to help replenish U.S. weapons and all of that. And then we're giving $26 billion to Israel, which is for iron for the let's see, includes $4 billion to the Iron Dome and David and the defense system. Okay. All right. So 61 billion to assist the Ukraine and others in the region to fight Russia. Oh boy, these wars ain't cheap. These wars are expensive as hell. I will say this over and over. There are cheaper ways to kill a whole bunch of people. Way cheaper ways. I don't understand. If the goal is to just kill as many people as you can so that they surrender, there are cheaper ways of doing that. I don't know, but is that inhumane to kill them cheaply? I'm just trying to understand what the thinking is when we spend this kind of money on guns. We could just poison people. Like we could just kill them in greater ways. I mean, and if that sounds ridiculous, it's because all of this is ridiculous. There are cheaper ways to kill people. I want somebody to lay that out. You can kill this many people for this amount of money in less time. I know that's horrible, but that's the truth. But we don't have those conversations because that seems inhumane. But blowing them up over a period of time isn't. I don't get it. So the package for Israel specified that the funds are to support its effort to defend itself against Iran and its and it's and proxies. All right. And then the funding includes 4 billion for the Iron Dome and David's Sling missile defense system, and 1.2 billion for the Iron Burn defense system, which counters short range rockets and mortar threats. It also provides 4.4 billion to replenish defense items and services provided to Israel, and 3.5 billion for the procurement of advanced weapon systems. Like I said, there's cheaper ways to kill lots of people. So I don't understand spending all this money. I just don't. You know, I mean, I think this money could be better spent building houses and infrastructure and feeding people and hospitals and universities and art gallery, all the things. I mean, there's cheaper ways to kill people, and they know it. So the more than 8 billion for the Indo Pacific security. And so this package includes 8.1 billion to counter China's actions in the Indo-Pacific region. It includes 3.3 billion to develop submarine infrastructures, 2 billion in foreign military financing for Taiwan and other key allies, and 1.9 billion to replenish defense items and services provided to Taiwan and regional partners. Oh my God. That's a lot of money to kill people when you can do it way cheaper. Somebody prove me wrong. There's cheaper ways to kill people. I mean, if you're talking about killing lots of people, I mean, do you really need all of this? I mean, I just don't understand the point. If the idea is just to kill people, there's cheaper ways to do it. So why are we spending all this money on this when we could just kill people in mass with less? And please don't tell me that's inhumane. All of this is inhumane. And all of it is equally ridiculous. I guess, So anyway, the potential TikTok ban. I just don't understand this not one bit. It just seems ridiculous to me. And maybe I'm not in the Department of the Interiors where I would know what is they are afraid of. I just don't know. So it sailed through it just sounds like a bunch of old crotchety white men who don't understand the technology say, oh, let's just ban this. I'm like, so today is TikTok, tomorrow to be ICOC. I mean, all right. Say it does pose some national security issue. More than China flying the balloons over, more than the spy cells on the ground, more than the cheap ass TVs that we get, more than the virtual reality stuff that's already in our devices. Help me understand this. And I'm not even on TikTok. I have a TikTok account because I just do, but I've never used it. So so I'm trying to understand. So the legislation passed Tuesday sets out a 9-month time frame for the app's Chinese parent. So this is what so this is at the heart of it for me. They just don't want China to have that much influence in the United States over Americans. That's at the heart of it. Because they feel like that China has this influence and can capture this information for not for good. I guess. I mean, that's how I'm looking at this. That's how I'm seeing this. And so that's really at the heart of this. Is TikTok the only app that China owns that Americans are engaged in? And we don't got no smoke for Facebook and Instagram and X. I'm just asking the questions. I'm no gamer. I'm just playing one on the radio. I don't know about these things. I do know though, I don't know what the fear is or the threat is beyond what I've already talked about. I mean, I think the iPhone is and cell phones are probably the easiest way to radicalize anybody, because this is a handheld computer. This is a handheld portal. A cell phone is a portal to all kinds of things, good and bad. So I don't know. I just don't know. I just don't know. So what are you gonna do? It's just a wild, it's just a wild time. And I would press people to like tell me um uh what it all means, you know. What are the threats? You know, so I don't know. I mean, I bet you there's some American company that will front for the Chinese company, and the Chinese people can say, "Oh no, we don't own it." And for me, what is why is this company different than another company? I mean, we had Chinese companies come over here and make cars for years and years and years, taking over plants in Michigan and abroad, making cars. And so I don't know, and putting technology in cars. So I'm just trying to understand what is the real danger and harm. And that's where I just can't take this at face value. Of all the things to pick, TikTok. And people are making good money and livelihood on this. So I don't know, maybe does it call into question people's loyalty to the country? Does it call into question people's do they think that TikTok can infiltrate in ways that spies and spy cells and intelligence operatives can't? Or are they saying that intelligent operatives are on TikTok? I'm just trying to make sense of it. I'm just trying to I'm just trying to make sense of it because it just sounds senseless to me. But I don't know. I just don't know. I have no idea. So we'll see what happens. how all this how all this plays out. Um and this whole aid thing, it's just baffling to me. It's a lot of money floating out there. It's a lot of money. It's a lot of money for the things that uh uh you know uh, a budget reflects whether it's a nonprofit budget or a for-profit budget or government budget or whatever, your house budget. It reflects what you care about and what is important to you. Any budget, every budget reflects what you care about. That's where the money goes. And there's no arguing that point. Whatever you care about, and people can say, well, we have to do this, but that's because you care about it. We don't have to do anything, but you care about this and you find value and a necessity in it, so you put money behind it. That's just what it is. There's no opposing conversation about that. The debate is not um uh 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 why are we doing this? The debate is how come we care about this over that. That's the debate, you know. And that requires honest dialogue, I think. Like why we put so much money behind tools of war, mass destruction, but we can't seem to forgive student debt. We can't seem to shore up housing for the homeless. We can't seem to fix crumbling roads and crumbling schools. We can't seem to do any of that because of money. But the minute a professional team says we need a new home, cities and towns and municipalities rally around raising bonds, all kinds of stuff to build stadiums and arenas because it's necessary to the economic drive of a community, of a state, You know, we make the case and we come with graphs and colored things about, well, this is how much money we could pull in for this. And if we have this revenue, we could do this and that. We make the case for all the things that we care about, you know. But the things that we care about are not the things that take care of citizens. And that's the truth on some level. So we have to reckon with that. And you know, I don't say this because I don't think we should have conflict or we shouldn't wrestle with these issues. We should absolutely wrestle with these issues. There should be there should be stiff, strong, and impassioned debate about how to use uh resources and the allocation of resources. There ought to be strong, stiff debate about that. You know, people should get in the arena and like, no, we shouldn't spend our money on this. Yes, we should spend our money on that. Da, 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 and it's not even middle ground for me. It's just let's get to a place where we are doing all the things that we need to do to take care of citizens. You know, that's how I feel. And I don't think we do that enough. I think there are legislators who fight tooth and nail to get whatever they get for their cities and towns. You know, but and that's how it should be. We you know, what we care about is what we fund. That's any and everywhere. That's at your house, that's at my house, that's down the street, that's my neighbors. You know, if you care about keeping a roof over your head, guess what you do? You pay your rent. If you care about your health, you keep good food in the refrigerator. If you care, and not having good food doesn't necessarily mean you don't care, but it's not a priority, particularly if it's expensive or you have to travel far. So that becomes a lesser priority than some other things that may go in front of it. Like, I have to keep the heat on, I have to keep the lights on, I have to keep a roof over my head, I have to keep the car insurance, because the car insurance allows me to have a car to go to work so that I can continue to do all these things. You know, so it's those kinds of things, right? That we make priority about all the time. Do you know what I mean? Like we make priority about. And and it's challenging. And you know, I don't say this because I think it's easy. I've been on the legislative side of a municipality and trying to allocate resources for citizens. I get it. You know, how much do we allocate to the police department? What does the fire department need? How do we take care of the education budget? You know, what is needed there? Can there be some cuts? You know, uh, um, we like having our refuse picked up. So that requires paying people and paying people a wage that, you know, we can't just pay public works people the bare minimum, because we say having our garbage picked up, our streets cleaned, leaves removed, recycling picked up, that's important. And guess what? It costs to have folks do that work. You know, it costs. So that's a priority. Because nobody wants trash sitting in front of their house. We want garbage picked up every week, not every 2 weeks. Then we could say as a city, we'd like to have trash picked up every 2 weeks. We could say that, but we know that would be to our detriment. Because once you say that, guess what happens? Then you open the door to pestilence, rodents, disease, all kind. We understand what that is. That's why you get your garbage picked up once a week and not 2 weeks, because we understand that it has to be removed. You know, and these are the kinds of decisions that cities and towns have to make. You know, and what you care about is what you fund. It's just that simple. What you care about, you fund. So if you want people to care, if you have to get your neighbors together and say, we care about this issue. this is an issue that we care about, and we need you to care about it. And you come with your own graphs and white papers and all the things and say, this is the issue. We want more light in the parks. We want more safety in the park. When I walk in the park in the evenings, I'd like to see 1 or 2 police officers walking in the park too. That's important. That's important. When legislators said, oh, we're gonna get rid of all the plastic bags because we know plastic is harmful to the environment. So everybody, guess what you have to do? Bring your own bags to the store, or buy these $2-3 bags at the store, or carry your stuff in your hands. And some stores have gone to giving you, like, these little flimsy paper bags, but it's enough to get your stuff to the car. Or these biodegradable bags. So we can't do things. We can't get to resolution. We can't solve problems. If plastic bags are a problem, then we make some other kind of bag that is good to the earth, and not a strain on the pocketbook, and doesn't allow enterprises to raise prices on anything, which they will anyway, because shareholders. But so so we fund what we care about. We fund what we deem our priorities, and priorities change, right? As we are starting to see climate change, and when we're forecasting for the next few winters, the last several winters have not been harsh. So maybe we don't need that much salt on the roads. So we have a stockpile of salt. Maybe we do, maybe we don't. So we don't have to hire, extra people to salt the roads. We haven't had a lot of snow. So that means, we don't have to have an army of snow blowers and snow trucks and stuff like that. People who push the snow out the way. So we don't have to have an army of those people. Do you see what I'm saying? But the minute that it amps up, then it becomes a priority, and so we make it a priority and we fund that. So if more police on the street is what's necessary, then we step up our recruitment efforts and get people through the academy, so that we get more police officers on the force. I believe we're down 40 officers or something like that. But if that's a priority, it will be reflected in the budget. We need more money to do this. Okay. We need to put money over here to do this. Okay. And you can see what you can look around the city and see what its priorities are. And I think this is why New Haven is New Haven, because we like a beautiful looking city, and the folks that live here are not opposed to wrestling with City Hall over stuff. Y'all know, you go to them Board of Alderman meetings and Board of Ed meetings, people get right in there and mix it right on up. And that's to me the state of a healthy democracy, when you have citizens. And yes, there are some citizens that you see over and over and over again. I don't care about that so much. Because somebody's got to be on the watch and be ready to rally folks. So somebody's got to pay attention and be on top of that. I get that. It doesn't bother me to see the same old people out there on the side of justice, on the side of environmental stuff, on the side. That's fine, because I know when I see the people that I know who are on top of that kind of stuff, I know that they will ring the bell for all of us to get involved. That they will sound the alarm at the minute, because they are watchdogs. They are paying attention, and they will sound the alarm. And, I heard something yesterday. Is ArtSpace has filed for bankruptcy. ArtSpace, remember ArtSpace has filed for bankruptcy. That's interesting. I hope somebody is paying attention to what is going on with that. I mean, they are no longer in the physical space, but it still exists, I guess. So, so I hear that they filed for bankruptcy, and I think some of the board members got served or have notice of it, but it's been very quiet. So I don't know if that's a a New Haven Independent look see, you know, about that. But it sounds like to me, it would be a story that people would be interested in hearing about. I don't know, you know, but it would be, and who all is um who all is still on board. I mean, because I'm sure there's still a board that has to end things, close things out. So, but I just put it out there that it is um, someone let me know that they have filed for bankruptcy. I was like, okay, okay. I'm like, all right. That's just a little New Haven news. do, do with it what you will. You know, do with it what you will. Uh, so I mean, you know, we just stay on top of things. And this city is very good at that. The city is very good at that. You know, there are people who are looking out, who stay looking out, you know, who stay looking out. So for what it's worth. So anyway, it is Autism Awareness Month, and there's a walk. Uh so I'm gonna have Stacy, my soror Stacy Foskey, come on, and Wayne McLeod come on to talk about the Total Joy Are You Autism Foundation, and what they're up to and what their mission is, and why they do the things that they're doing. And I know some of the story because it's uniquely personal to them. So they're coming on to share that. As I said, the New Haven Alumni Chapter of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority gave an award to the Total Joy in You Foundation, Autism Foundation Lighthouse Award, because of the work that they're doing. So yeah, so they're gonna come on and gonna talk about that. I'm very excited to have them. You know, see, I talk so much, my voice is like little whatever. It's a little hoarse. That's all right. That's all right. And I'm enjoying my gin education. I must say, I really am enjoying gin. When I drink gin, I don't have that hangover feeling I do when I drink other things. Not that I have hangover feeling, but it just feels a little better on my body. The way tequila feels a little better on my body too. I think because the sugar content is not as high as in like scotch and whiskeys and bourbons, you know. So gin has got a nice clean. You know, for years and years and years, it just felt like Christmas trees to me. But maybe my palate and my age has caused me to change my tune. I think my palate has matured. I no longer taste Christmas trees. I was like I'm drinking a Christmas tree. Not anymore. Now I find it refreshing. And I think I'm leaning toward the London dry gin. I think I am a fan of London dry gin. I bought a bottle yesterday, which is so good, you know. Um so good. I like it very much. So I'm learning my way around gins. I'm just going to learn my way around and figure out what's what, and see what's happening. So I'm going to take a break. Plus I want to go look at my new stove. When I come back, Stacy Foskey and Wayne McLeod will be my guest at 10:15. So y'all keep it locked. I'll be back.
Bye.